Sorry about that.
We got speed.
You got it.
I'll say, so we're going to talk about Julian Doyle and where he's from and what he's done and how you met him.
I'm a big fan of Terry Gilliam. I don't know if you know him. Superb director. And I was interested in working with him, and he put me in touch with Julian, who works with Terry on his movies. He's a cameraman, and this was really his first role as director. Terry was involved with the storyboard as well, and this is how I met Julian. We spent a lot of time on this video, and what was nice was the way that everyone became so concerned with the story, and also concerned with giving justice to it. You know, everyone wanted it to be something special.
Why is it set in the 50s?
Because of the book. That's the time that it happened to the boy. He was about 12.
Okay, if this question you should say because of the book of Dreams that it's based on. Okay.
Yeah. It's because A Book of Dreams that it's based on was actually at that time in the 50s that his father was taken from him. He was about 12.
And that's really it? You just like the exact time from the book?
Yes, I think also it made it more interesting. It's not totally accurate to the 50s, and I think that in itself is important. We wanted to create a sense of no certain time. I think it's more interesting in a way when it could be any time. But also by not making it contemporary time, you get a big sense of nostalgia of something that has happened in the past. So I think visually it was a very good combination.
How'd you make that machine?
Well, the book gave very little details of what the actual machine looked like, but from what I could gather, the reality of the machine wouldn't look right. On screen, it's got to be exaggerated. So it was trying to design something that would look powerful and possible of doing it, but that wouldn't be comical, because we didn't want people to laugh at it. We wanted people to be astounded by the machine. So it was really designing something that was a cross between an ack-ack gun and a pipe organ. I just felt that it had to have these huge funnels that would reach to the sky and could be moved around, and the whole thing should be rotatable. And so we worked with some designers who'd worked on the Alien, and I think it looked pretty good.
No, it looks great. Is this the first video where you're not dancing?
No, but it's quite a departure. I have done a couple of others that, again, we were trying to treat like pieces of film, but we were using lip sync or something like that, and we were working on video as well, which makes it quite different.
How come there are two running up that hill cliffs? For instance, well, you should probably tell us what they are, but why is that? Did you actually make them both and authorize them both?
No, I think what's happened here is you're seeing a TV performance that we did in England to promote the single. And I don't do very many TV performances. It concerns me that to try and do everything you can and put as much effort into it, and sometimes it's very difficult to make things look good in TV situations. But that was a live TV, and we presented it that way for the British audience. It wasn't my intention that that clip would be shown anywhere else at all, apart from that one live performance in England. And it was something that the record company wanted to use here, and so that's why you're seeing that. From my point of view, the expression visually that goes with that song is the film that we made that is the dance video. And the other one is really, for me, just a one-off TV.
Well, who are you dancing with in the dance version, and who directed that one? Was that shoot like?
The director of that was a guy called David Garfarth, and the dancer was a guy called Michael Hairview, who we auditioned. We wanted to do a piece of dance, a serious piece of dance. Over the last couple of years, all the videos I've seen, dance has become a very exploited thing, and hasn't really been treated seriously. It's been used to sort of be accessories around the person who's starring in the film. And we thought it would be nice to do almost a classical piece of dance, filmed as well as possible, because it's very rarely filmed well, dance. In fact, the only well-filmed piece of dance I think I've ever seen was Twyla Tharp's Catherine Wheel. And I think that's because she was so involved in it that it was so good. So that's what we wanted to do, a nice serious piece of dance, simple, well-filmed, and give dance a chance in a real way in this pop world.
So I like the masks. I like the scenes with the masks. How'd you think those up?
Well, that was very much a coincidence where the director was talking about these masks, and I had a film on video that we taped that had a section where people were wearing these photographic masks, and we just felt that it was a really interesting idea, this crowd that would suddenly sort of rush in through the dance sequence, and the idea of the crowd being the force of either the man or the woman, and so the faces change from the man to the woman, and then the idea of drowning in yourself, and just sort of those kind of plays on things.
Okay, good. Now, everyone says side 2 of the album is all about someone drowning. Is that true?
I'd say it was more about someone not drowning. They're in the water for the night.
Okay, that's the thing. You should start by saying, even though a lot of people say side 2 is about drowning, it's more about not drowning, or something like that.
Uh-huh. I think even though a lot of people say that the side is about someone drowning, it's much more about someone who's not drowning, and how they're there for the night in the water, being visited by their past, present and future, to keep them awake, to keep them going through until the morning, until there's hope.
All right, is there going to be like a whole video film based on that side?
That's something that I like the idea of trying, but it's all talk and no more, and talk to action is a big leap, so I don't know.
Okay. This is like scattering around a bit, but why not? Who's the band in the TV performance? Like, who are the members of it? Is that the band you perform with, or those people play on the album?
When you say the TV performance, you mean Running Up That Hill? A lot of them are musicians that were on the album, and others were people that we had to call in because, for instance, the Fairlight part, I played on the record, but visually it just looked better if I was singing, so we had someone on the keyboards. And a few of them were in the band when we toured in '79.
All right. I like that part with bow and arrow at the end, by the way.
Do you?
It's really striking. Is this something you thought up at the moment?
It's a kind of thread that's been running through that song. The cover of the single is using a bow and arrow. In the video, at the end, there's a section where there's an invisible bow. So it was just a kind of theme that kept occurring, and I thought it would be fun to live television with an audience, you know, just taking out the bow and arrow makes people go for a minute, and maybe that's a good thing.
Uh-huh. That was real good. Have you ever toured?
Yes.
Will you ever tour again? Or if you ever come to America and play a tour, play at various places?
I'd really like to tour again, and the one tour I did in '79, England and Europe, was really exhausting. We rehearsed it for maybe 6 months. By the time we got round to the first night, I was really looking forward to having an audience out there so we could see how they would react, see if they liked it. It's really a lot of fun, and in many ways very educational for me as a performer as well as a person. But it's the commitment, it's so much time and effort, and I just don't know if it's something I want to launch into. It'd probably be a year out at least.
We have a change date. Okay.